Oh, I wasn't recording. Welcome to Astrolyszics channel. I am here for the moon reading. Full moon? I think it's a full moon. We had a new moon in Virgo. Yes. So full moon in Pisces. Interesting. Love that for us. We're getting started on messages. I welcome you back to the channel. We will be doing a whole reading up in here. And, I be in different places. So y'all gonna get the reading that comes. And let's put the selenite right here because energies. So we are beginning eclipse season. And eclipse season, this one to me is very unique and very special because not only am I a Virgo placement, but after these eclipses, eventually the nodes, the lunar nodes, north node, south node, are going to change into the very signs of Virgo and Pisces. You can look that up of like exact dates. It may be 2025. Don't quote me. So, pay attention to what happened in the Virgo new moon, and you can still definitely check that out because I think those themes will be recurring once the nodes come in, and the nodes will be there for a while, a few years maybe. So I haven't done all the astrology lookups and stuff, but just so you know. And so as somebody who lives on these axes of Virgo and Pisces, the real conversation is around energetic boundaries that can affect our body one way or another, right? Body can be our physical, our etheric, energetic body, spiritual body, but always wherever Virgo is, there is some kind of element of body or mind, some kind of tangible thing that is affected by our spiritual and subconscious existence, just off of how Pisces is. Pisces is not a body. Pisces is conceptual, it's intangible, it's in between worlds and not exactly in a specific world, right? If we want to think about Virgo is like not just earth, but like, they always talk about wheat, so like a wheat field. And Pisces is more of like the misty waters of the spiritual realm, let's say. I'm kind of thinking of Hercules and like where all the souls are, right? So anyway, Pisces is in modern astrology ruled by Neptune, if I am not mistaken. And Neptune is fog. It's wisps of it's the unclear. It's not clear. It's more of like a feeling, a sixth sense, versus Virgo being like very precise and like down to detail, focused on like what exactly, right? So we're going to be in this Pisces full moon, and eclipse season brings major endings, major beginnings, clarity about things. So like what is clear in the body right during Virgo season, it's, I think, what would be clear that's been hidden behind some kind of veil. So I was discussing this with Lady D Emerald. I've mentioned her a couple of times. Check all of her socials out, Lady D Emerald. And I think that this is going to be a very karmic eclipse season. So we'll see. It doesn't sound like it'll all be bad, but like this feels like a very Neptunian thing. What has been like elusive or an illusion. I don't think it will be anymore. What was unclear, we have Neptune in the last degrees of Pisces, and that will be changing in 2025. And we have Saturn there, and Saturn is not here to fuck around. Saturn is giving shape to this etheric body. And to have an eclipse in there, I think it's very much like what you have refused to have boundaries, or what you have not seen the red flags because you're so enamored with someone, or it's a reality check. I really think it can be a reality check, but it can also be a direct message from spirit. And so let's get into those. Seven of Cups is literally the illusion card. It's all that glitters isn't gold, right? Because some of these cards have like little butterflies, some random steam coming out, but then there's also sludge and fire and an egg and whatever. In the Rider-Waite, it shows snakes. It shows like dangerous things in some of them. So there may be things that you've needed to pick and choose. It may be things that you have been sleeping on that you know you need to get done. This might be the time, right? Divinely ordained choices is the vibe of this card. So let's get into the opening of Sacred Space. I am here cleansing all of the energy. So if you've been feeling low, call for your energy back, right? And let's open up the sacred space. Let us connect and provide the clearest of messages. Let spirit come in. All of our spirits combine just for like the clearest of messages that are in our highest and best. Anything that is negative or ill-intentioned, we will alchemize it into something for our highest best. And so I also call in for protections, because you're going to want to cover your head. If you feel called to cover your head during next week, do that. You're going to want to get your protections up. Lady D Emerald has protection oils. Don't sleep on them. Because the doorway to other realms, it's a veil, right? Like, it's very thin. It is very, very thin. And so, do what you feel called. But if you know that, the love is for somebody, it might be relationship. So that's the other thing. It all depends where Pisces is in your chart. For me, this is very much giving Tower card in the way that the Tower brings unexpected beginnings. Oh, it might get loud now, so got a little AC where I'm at, so I hope you can hear me. If not, please turn on the captions, and I'm just going to put the cards here. Let's see if I have enough crystals in this bag. Oopsie. Yeah. I haven't seen these crystals in a little minute. They're like my travel crystals. Alright. That's the last. Yes. Okay. Alright. So, we have, try to keep it here, but okay. We have the following. There we go. Okay. Card number 1, Chalcedony. Card number 2, Green Aventurine. Green Aventurine? No, that's a different stone. Is it aquamarine or green adventure? I'll get, no, this is Larimar, I'm tripping. Sorry. Chalcedony, Larimar, and this is Azurite. One of my favorite stones. So, alright. Make sure you choose. And let us begin with card number 1, y'all. That worked out. All right. Card number 1, Flower of Stones. I actually tend to forget what Chalcedony is for, but this is an Aura Chalcedony. And what I get from Chalcedony is like it's a rebalancing energy, right? With the aura, it adds in a little bit of like divine care, divine light to getting in balance. And what's cool about this, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's shiny and pretty. I got this in like a witch swap. Yeah. Anyway. Flower stones, if you really look at the card, right, it's a bear and a log. Flower stones is a kind of like a page of pentacles. And in this specific card, what it's asking for you is to value yourself, your care, your alone time, your need to recalibrate yourself, right? Like if you can take a bath, take a bath. If you need to speak to your water, speak to your water, anoint yourself. Protections. Sometimes protections is a no, right? Sometimes a protection spell is just doing, a spiritual bath. When was the last time you did one? Yeah. Having enough time alone or intentionally creating pockets where you can be alone, away from the busyness of other people's thoughts, feelings, emotions, finding yourself responsible for other people's stuff will allow you to get the clear messages from spirit, the direction that you're looking for, or just the ability to, be it that you need to grieve, be it that you just need a breath, right? If you can't be in water, lay on the floor, right? And put some water sounds. I think you need like an energetic cleansing, and water will do that for you. And you can speak to the water, take a shower, right? And I like to shower sometimes with the light off when I'm like overstimulated. Really focus on what fills your cup and what replenishes you for this moon and maybe for this nodal shift, right? There may have been a lot of things going on. You may be juggling a whole bunch of stuff. You may have had some like things, all my life I had to fight, right? And so take a time to chill, to sit with darkness of the moon, to be undone, to talk to the moon, and definitely a time to make wishes that involve you and not others. Be it that you're reconnecting or connecting to a spiritual practice, asking for guidance, or just asking for assistance in rebalancing. You're not alone in this life, but you do need time alone in this life. So that is card number 1. Card number 2, Larimar. It's actually upside down. I want you to see the card. So, Larimar is only found in the Dominican Republic. And it is definitely an ocean stone. So if you are a child of Yama, yeah, this might be for you. But also if you're just, or sirens, right? I've been rocking with La Siren for a little while. It may be because this was in reverse. Two things, right? And you may need to listen to card number one because it feels like a continuation of card number one. Have you been isolating? In a way, one thing is solitude. There's a fine line between solitude and isolation. Know which one you have been doing. It looks like people want to celebrate you. It looks like you need community care and you're not allowing yourself to receive it. Why? And sometimes our community is spiritual community. If you have been stuck, because like this is a reverse waterfall, right? So nothing's pouring into this. It's kind of like pouring out, right? There's still a rainbow. So not everything is bad. But everything is emptying. If you are burnt out, ask for help. People, spirit, places, things. Get help. Delegate. Hire somebody if you can't afford to do so. Trade with somebody if you can't afford to do so. The universe is waiting for you to stop trying to control, need to know next steps. The universe is waiting for you to listen and to be heard, right? The universe is waiting for your closed mouth to open so you can get fed. And through being with friends, I don't want to bother them because what I have is always so negative. Friendships are not only in the great times. Friendships are friendships regardless. I'm going to keep bringing up the example of Eeyore where everyone knows Eeyore is depressed. But they invite Eeyore. They're bringing Eeyore to the party. They ask if Eeyore wants to come. Sometimes Eeyore does. Sometimes Eeyore doesn't. And they still bring him a piece of cake. You get the vibes? If there is somebody that you're like, hey, and they're like, you always come with this bullshit. That's not your person. Release them. Don't come to them for vulnerable things if you can't release them, right? But there are people, there is spirit, there are ancestors, there are a myriad of tangible and intangible places that you can put your hand out and it will be caught. Allow people to celebrate you. Allow people to remind you who you are. Allow all of your inner children to do that for you as well. Right? There's multiple ways to experience care, but you have to be willing to receive them. It doesn't matter if you're worthy or not. Okay? You don't have to hide and be ashamed with the right people. If you've been invited and you've said no, go. Go wherever it is. Even if it's for errands. It might be what you were looking for and didn't realize. Sometimes we isolate because of bullshit that we create in our mind and think nobody wants to be around us, and the whole time what we need is community. Okay? Second part to this, because it was in the reverse, is, are you too much with people? I was about to start talking in Creole. Are you sumun? If you are always around people, maybe those people are extracting from you. And you need to review why you are with people all of the time. What are you running from? And maybe being in solitude is what you need. So think about that, right? You're gonna know what is really resonating for you. And I'm gonna tell you again, go back to card 1, because especially if you've been like trying to perform to receive care, community, friendship, relationship, go back to card 1. There is a message for you there. So there's 2 stories here. You know which one works for your situation. Use your discernment. And if none of those, then, keep it pushing. So it doesn't have to be other people. It can really be that your inner children are calling you out to play and you've been ignoring that. When was the last time you twerked? When was the last time that you've done something that isn't for productive sake? You just wanted to create art or dance or do something, go camping, whatever. There's something you've been wanting to do and you have been ignoring your inner children and you haven't done it yet. And you're going to burn yourself out. So 3 stories. Look at that. Thank you, card number 2. Also, Larimar, literally, it doubles down on being in the water and allowing yourself to be purified in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Or whatever. So, go back to card 1. I have some, recommendations and rituals there. Alright, we are heading to card number 3. I want to talk about Azurite because it has come up in this week. I mean, you can't enjoy how pretty this is. There's little drusies and stuff on the inside. You see a little bit of shine. Sorry, it's loud again. So card number 3. Azurite is the ultimate opening your discerning eye, your third eye, your intuitive self. It's amplifying that energy. And I think this bird also connects to these 2, right? So, Flower of Cups, we go from, the seed to this thing has bloomed already. You know what you need to do to replenish yourself. Your spirit has been telling you, your soul is calling you. This moon is for you. You're going to get some hits, some messages, some downloads, some clarity around some stuff. Maybe some things that you were unsure about or that you knew there was more to the story. Wait and see. And while you wait, hydrate yourself. While you wait, do some tea. While you wait, decompress. While you might be in an uncomfortable period, but you're blooming, right? Maybe you're not really sure what the fruit's gonna look like, but you're flowering. And so you're at the precipice of something, and I think either that big beginning or big ending is coming. Or both, right? Why not both? I'll definitely check where Pisces is in your chart, what house, right? Which is as simple as pulling it on astro.com. And there's various apps and things. And then also if you want a reading for charts, I actually have them on sale at 20% before all prices go up. So if you need an astrology reading, need to understand what the heck your birth chart is about, you can holler at me. But overall, take a look, check out what the themes are, because those will tell you kind of something's going to happen in this space. And once you put 2 and 2 together, you're gonna be oh. So this moon, especially when it's like this, it's of releasing things, but it's also of the time to plan is coming. It's not now. Most times eclipses are not recommended for manifestations because the energy is not consistent or stable. It might get or feel a little chaotic or confusing. But your intuition is always going to clock what's good for you, what's in your highest and best, right? And what is not, and act on that, right? Move through, not with your seeing eyes, but with your feeling eyes, right? Like, do what is in your best interest. This is not the time to self-sacrifice. This is not a time to self-sabotage. This is a time to be like, what do I want and what is good for me? Pisces does struggle with like the me portion. It's like sometimes it's like the collective and all of the don't worry about that right now. You can't worry about everybody else and what they have going on. It's not in your best interest in this moment. And if anything, this is not an action card. This is a card of just being, observing, looking at the stars, looking at the moon, doing what you feel called to do. Do not sleep on your spiritual hygiene. If you need to herbally smoke out your house, right? Be it with rosemary, be it with yerba santa, be it with mugwort. Do that. Again, spiritual baths have been a consistent theme. You may want to go to card 1. Okay, for someone specific, if you have an altar, they're thirsty, add a snack, add some teas, whatever you're drinking, share half. And I also heard petitions. So you may need to sit at your altar and have a conversation. And just leave everything there. You are supported, you are seen, and if you want something, ask for it. They're listening. And so y'all, with that, I say good luck. Be safe, be well, do what you intuitively feel. Also, a thing about eclipses, people lose their mind during it. We have Mars in Cancer. Be mindful of aggression, especially from men, not just masculine presenting people, but like men, cisgender men, to femme presenting folks, or queer folks, or just marginalized groups altogether. Cancer does rule the US, the sign of Cancer. And so having Mars in there, be mindful of your surroundings, If you're in heavily populated places, just make sure that you're being very aware of the spaces that you are in, okay? So to close out this energetic space, this message definitely will last, I would say at least for the next 2 years, especially with the nodes. So if you ever want to come back, comment. If it resonated, if you would like to keep checking out the moon videos, which is what I usually do, subscribe, do the little bell thing, whatever you'd like to do, tell a homie, share with the homie. And so we close out Sacred Space. I thank you in advance for the messages, for the clarity, for opening up this overall energetic space for the best and highest of our good. And I close it out. I close the windows, the doors, all the spirit teams and everybody who came in. Y'all can gently go. And thank you, y'all. we close out the sacred space. I will see you in the next moon. Bye.